From the salt in an average kitchen to the software driving global finance, the Tata footprint is embedded in almost every layer of Indian life. Over 150 years, the brand has scaled alongside the country, moving from heavy steel infrastructure to advanced space technology. Building an enterprise of this scale requires looking back far before the modern era, to the origins of a small family of merchants who would eventually construct one of the most respected business conglomerates in the world. Those origins trace back roughly 1,200 years. Fleeing religious persecution, members of the Parsi community left Iran and migrated across the Arabian Sea, eventually settling in the Indian state of Gujarat. For 25 consecutive generations, one specific family in this community served as priests. That unbroken lineage ended when Jamsetji Tata decided to leave the priesthood and enter the merchant trade. Partnering with his relatives, Jamsetji set up operations in the crowded ports of Hong Kong. There, they capitalized on the maritime network of the British Empire, trading tea and opium. This maritime trade generated the family's initial capital. But as global markets shifted, a looming international crisis was about to force the family in a completely new direction. In 1861, the American Civil War broke out, paralyzing the global supply of cotton. International markets were thrown into chaos, and merchants who relied on steady trade routes saw their profits threatened overnight. While traveling through the industrial hubs of England, Jamsetji Tata observed a stark imbalance. The British were importing raw Indian fibers, but the true wealth was being generated during the manufacturing process on English soil. While most Indian merchants built cotton mills in coastal Bombay, Jamsetji ran a strict cost-benefit analysis. He went 500 miles inland to Nagpur. The location offered immediate access to raw cotton, abundant water, nearby coal deposits, and a direct railway line. By refusing to rely on external supply chains, Jamsetji proved that a domestic business could manufacture its own finished goods. It was the first step toward a broader goal, ensuring India could stop acting as a resource provider and start building for itself. In 1877, Jamsetji opened the Empress Mill. The facility utilized the latest industrial machinery imported from Europe, operating at a scale that rivaled global competitors. During the late 19th century, factory workers were widely treated as expendable commodities. Jamsetji diverged from this standard, viewing human capital as an asset requiring protection and support. Decades before they became government mandates, he introduced provident funds, workplace pensions, and accident insurance for his employees. As his wealth grew, so did his friction with the colonial establishment. On one occasion, Jamsetji was denied entry to Mumbai's prestigious Watson Hotel because he was Indian. He treated the slight as an insult to his country and decided to construct a luxury hotel that would outclass any colonial establishment in the city. In 1903, he opened the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel on the Mumbai waterfront. It featured imported German elevators, Turkish baths, and was the first hotel in India to generate its own electricity. These early business decisions were acts of institution building. By integrating employee welfare and national pride into his operations, Jamsetji proved that profit and purpose could coexist. Jamsetji believed that no country could become a self-reliant power without producing its own steel. He spent 17 years searching for iron ore, but passed away in 1904 before a single plant could be built. His son, J.R.D. Tata, inherited those blueprints and took on the immense challenge of bringing his father's steel dream to life. By 1907, J.R.D. secured public funding and established the Tata Iron and Steel Company. Over the following decades, this single company provided the steel used to build much of India's rail networks and heavy infrastructure. Simultaneously, the family laid the groundwork for critical national utilities and research hubs, funding the creation of Tata Power and the Indian Institute of Science. In 1938, J.R.D. Tata assumed leadership of the group. As India's first licensed pilot, his vision naturally extended to the skies. Under his leadership, the conglomerate aggressively expanded. They founded Tata Airlines, established Tata Chemicals, and created Telco, which would eventually become the automotive giant Tata Motors. Following India's independence, the government adopted socialist economic policies, leading to the nationalization of several industries. The state absorbed Tata Airlines, and private corporate growth was heavily restricted. Despite losing its aviation wing and facing heavy regulatory limits, the group held its ground. They adapted to the constraints and continued to provide the essential materials required for the nation's ongoing development. In 1991, as the Indian economy began to open, Ratan Tata took command. His goal was to move the company beyond domestic borders and compete on the global stage. A major milestone was the launch of the Tata Indica in 1998. Designed and manufactured entirely within the country, it was India's first fully indigenous passenger car. He later pushed this automotive vision further with the Tata Nano. While it struggled commercially, the objective was to engineer a vehicle so affordable that a working-class family could transition from a scooter to a safe, enclosed car. To secure a global footprint, Ratan Tata initiated a series of international acquisitions. The group purchased massive foreign entities, bringing brands like Tetley, Chorus Steel, and Jaguar Land Rover under Indian ownership. Simultaneously, their technology wing, Tata Consultancy Services, established a digital network that made it one of the largest IT service providers on the planet. By managing these massive international acquisitions and digital networks, the group proved that Indian corporations possessed the operational expertise to lead global industries. Today, the Tata Group manages active operations in over 100 countries, employing hundreds of thousands of people across dozens of sectors. The group maintains an unconventional financial structure. Through a series of trusts, the majority of a holding company's profits are systematically channeled back into societal development, education, and healthcare infrastructure. This commitment has created a unique outcome. While their balance sheets list massive holdings in land and factories, the group's true wealth is the multi-generational trust it has earned from the Indian public. This long-term approach aligns with an internal proverb often cited within the group: if you want to walk fast, walk alone, but if you want to walk far, walk together. The 150-year history of the Tata Group is the industrial and architectural blueprint of the modern Indian nation.